Good evening, esteemed colleagues, dedicated parents, and most importantly, the change makers of tomorrow. Today, we're not just talking about AI or artificial intelligence in education. We're stepping into one of the most transformative chapters in the history of learning. And it's a chapter that asks, how can we harness technology, not just to teach, but to uplift, to inspire, and to equalize? Artificial intelligence, otherwise known as AI, is no longer in the future, it's already here. It's supporting teachers, powering personalized learning experiences, and helping students to discover their voice. Yet this transformation is not just technological. This transformation is also deeply human. AI gives us the opportunity to go on now and reshape education. It's not to create something that is a one-size-fits-all system. We can use this now as a model that is adaptive, inclusive, and importantly, equitable. Imagine AI tutors that support struggling learners in real time. Imagine predictive tools that help schools to spot disengaged pupils quickly. This is not science fiction, it's already happening in this world today. But it's not yet universal. Let me introduce you to two fictional characters whose stories is all too true. Maria and John. Maria lives in central London and she attends a well-resourced, forward-thinking school. Her lessons are powered by AI tools that adapt to her needs. When she struggles with a math concept, intelligent software steps in, offering her step-by-step guidance. And when she's ready for more, she gets stretched. She collaborates with classmates using digital tools and receives timely feedback from her teachers in the same lesson. Now, meet John. John's from rural Yorkshire, north of the UK. His teachers, they're dedicated, they're good, they're passionate, but the school's Wi-Fi is patchy. Sometimes it's completely unusable. The devices are outdated and often pupils they have to share. There's no funding for personalised learning platforms at John's school. John's eager to learn, but his access to digital tools is limited, so he is held back not by his ability, but simply by access. The contrast between Maria and John is not just anecdotal, it reflects a wider pattern seen in rural communities, not only in the UK, but actually around the world. Location still, unfortunately, defines the quality of digital access. And this is not just a digital divide, it's a divide in opportunity, in expectation, and actually in life chances. It's a gap in equity, it's a gap in justice. Globally, 2.6 billion people are still offline, and that's a third of humanity. The UK's digital development strategy tells us this exclusion actually goes on to hit women, girls, rural communities, and those with disabilities the hardest. And if we don't act boldly, AI could actually deepen that divide rather than bridge it. At Wellington College, Hangzhou, we're not waiting for the future, we're actively building towards it. Technology is not just an add-on, we aim to weave tech into teaching, into the fabric of the teaching. We want to drive critical thinking, creativity, and, importantly, collaboration. We're guided by evidence from the Education Endowment Foundation, which actually shows us that technology has its greatest impact when it supports explicit teaching and effective feedback, not when it completely replaces it. We align with the UNESCO guidance for generative AI in education, which calls for AI to be people-centered, transparent, safe and ethical, and above all else, inclusive. But let me say this. AI will not replace teachers entirely. It can't, because teaching is not just about simply delivering content. Teaching is also importantly about trust, empathy, and human connection. AI needs to be harnessed, refined, and used in collaboration alongside educators and not simply instead of them. At Wellington, our own digital transformation is well underway. We now have a one-to-one device program for our pupils from years 1 to 6, and you'll see children using iPads or Surface Pros nearly every day. We've introduced tools like Seesaw, which give our youngest learners the opportunity to record their learning via multimedia tools. Our 4 to 6 students, all the way up to 6th form, have access to use Microsoft Teams and OneNote to collaborate. They use these tools not just to have practice, but also to ensure they understand the theory. Teachers have access to innovative tools here as well. They use one-to-one chatbots with pupils so they can drive meaningful learning experiences. We've even revamped our computing curriculum here to include AI literacy, and we were fast to do that. We launched Experience Week, and we have digital pupil leaders this year, providing students with hands-on leadership experience and real-world digital experiences. We've delved even into esports, and we're only just getting started. Across the globe, countries are moving fast too. China's Digital China Initiative is building smart campuses with AI-driven learning platforms. The UK has pledged to try to halve digital divide in more than 30 countries by the year 2030, and its digital government strategy positions AI not just to shape education, but actually all public services. These strategies show us one truth, and that truth is that education is now at the heart of the digital transformation. But without caution and without ethics, transformation becomes a risk. Because AI does bring with it real concerns, such as biased algorithms, student data privacy, over-automation, and the spread of misinformation. As the UK FCDO warns, if it's not managed well, AI could actually potentially widen inequality instead of actually reducing it. So that's why we're trying to invest in ethical governance. We've got AI policies, and we're quick to act on that. We invest in strong teacher training, and we have a robust digital citizenship education. We take pride in contributing to the global conversation. We're trying here to foster a forward-thinking digital culture that equips learners for their future. But let's remember, technology alone will not transform education. It's how we teach with it, alongside it, that matters. At Wellington, we're embedding real-world projects that ask our pupils, how does AI affect the community around you? What careers might it create, or what careers might it replace? What ethical choices may you face as a digital citizen moving forwards? In our classrooms, pupils are not just using AI, they are questioning it and asking, is it fair? Is it safe? Is it ethical? AI is also shaping school leadership through early warning systems that flag struggling learners to tools that streamline lesson delivery and reclaim hours of admin work. So it's redefining not just how our students learn, but also how schools can thrive. And so we've got to move forwards now, even past AI literacy, and move toward AI fluency, which is the ability to co-create with these intelligent systems so that we can ensure teachers are leveraging them to ensure pupil progress, and that pupils are using them themselves to be creative and confident users, thinking outside the box. All this means that we've got to rethink how we're training teachers. We've got to design assessments. For example, if we're setting homework and we know that pupils are going to engage with AI, can we get them to use the AI for homework but bring it back into class to critically analyze under our supervision? We've got to empower our pupils to go on and demonstrate judgment, creativity, and collaboration. So where do we go from here? Well, we move forwards together. We've got to move forwards with urgency because these things are moving forward rapidly. And we've got to be clever. We've got to have a strategic vision. Let's come together and try to build a world where every child, no matter where they come from, has access to these smart, meaningful tools. Every teacher is empowered by them, not simply replaced. And let's ensure that every school leads with core values of vision and courage. Let's not just adopt AI because it's the latest fad. Let's shape it. Let it reflect our ethics, our hopes, and our shared humanity. Let us champion a world where digital inclusion is not a privilege for those that are most advantaged, but actually it's a universal right. Thank you. Let's move forward, informed, inspired, and inclusive to shape a future of education that is truly worthy of our learners.